So we've been thinking about like individuals and churches that move into neighborhoods and they want to see what the reign of God looks like. They want to get involved, and they have this tendency to kind of sometimes get it quite wrong, don't they? Like I remember you telling me that story about like the neighborhood development center thing. What was that?
Yeah.
Just tell me that again.
Actually, it's a great story. I think that this story is it's kind of a more extreme story, but it represents so often what we do, or what we're prone to do. So this was a church in San Diego who pastor and his wife really wanted to get involved, like have civic involvement in kind of as a part of their missional vision, which is great. And this is kind of the point, is that it was an attempt for them to get involved, not just on an outreach level or ministry level, but how can we really be a part of a neighborhood civic organizing group. So they joined. They actually got voted in as a prominent role on the board.
So this is like a neighborhood center?
It's a neighborhood community development corporation.
Yeah.
Interestingly, it wasn't necessarily the neighborhood. Well, first of all, they didn't live in the neighborhood. Their church building was on the outskirts of the neighborhood.
That's mistake number one.
Yes. Right? So building, which is a stakeholder in the neighborhood. So the church building is there, but they live enough outside of the neighborhood that they really didn't understand the culture of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
The CDC was made up of neighbors, local residents, and they were the only outside presence, even though their building had a space. So one of the things they did is they took on the role, very passionately, to help plan and organize the neighborhood's annual festival.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, for the couple years before this festival had been gaining a lot of traction, had become a really incredible neighborhood expression. So this couple took it on. They took on the budget. They planned it. They gave hours and hours to preparing for this. They ended up giving their church the prominent space on the stage. So where there were bands and other activities going on, their church had the prominent space. And they basically, from the stage, their band played. It became kind of an evangelistic sort of, not necessarily outright, but it was very clear that this was a church-run, activity. So from that moment, there was a lot of stir in the neighborhood. Actually, the neighborhood website, kind of a chat board. All these frustrated comments, particularly around like who were these people trying to proselytize? They clearly don't know our neighborhood. It was just a starkly not misaligned expression of this neighborhood. They confronted the couple. The rest of the board confronted the couple after the event, saying, "Hey, that wasn't cool what you did," and the couple actually denied. They felt like it was a success, and to them personally, they felt like it was an evangelistic success for them. Yeah. They were able to put on the festival. They had the budget for it. They gave a good message of love. Meanwhile, it was just a very, very disconnected expression of a way in which a church can engage a neighborhood.
Right. And it led
a missed
to
opportunity.
Broken relationships too, right? So it's not just it wasn't a neutral outcome like, oh, we didn't like what you did on the stage. No. It led to
it tainted the community development corporation, where people no longer trusted it. Like, what are you going to do? Like, we don't know what you guys are going to put on. This isn't us. On multiple levels, it caused so much friction.
Yeah.
And then it even people quit the board. So it became and it was out of this intent that they wanted to use this platform to express their love.
So their intent was good, and I mean they obviously have great organizational skill, and they brought their skill to bear and all.
Right,
it's almost great. It's almost like
great.
Good
it's
on
almost
you.
great.
Like you moved into this setting, you contributed, you were part of a community event. So almost right, except they couldn't release their agenda, could they?
Right.
They had to shoehorn their agenda into this neighborhood event.
And honestly, it was slight enough. It's like, why is it not enough for us to do something good? Like put on a good festival, do good music, and not have to then add our church logo or our church name or get the credit, invite people to our church.
No,
like that's the moment where relationship was broken.